Well, it's a cool morning that we've woken up to, about 12 degrees, but it's not pouring rain, which was a possibility. And so we've decided to light a fire and cook our breakfast on that. So, got a nice fire going there. Warm us up a little too. Again, another good sleep, and the wind does seem to be blowing a bit. So hopefully Lac Lavier is not too bad, but it's a big lake. We will see. Off and running from Crow Lake River campsite. We're getting away around 10:30 this morning. It was a little bit misty and rainy this morning. Everything was kind of wet. It's a cool gray day. Hoping that it clears up by the time we reach Lake Lavier. But that might be wishful thinking. In the meantime, bring on the moose. We've been paddling along the Crow River. We've done one portage around some rapids and stuff. Did a little fishing. I caught a little trout. Steve caught a little perch. Had a couple others on. So it's a pretty good river for fishing. We have noticed the portages, at least the last one, is not well used. And this one doesn't look any better. Not that we're complaining, but it probably has something to do with the algae bloom that's been happening in Lavier and Dixon. So fewer people have been traveling. But we're
entering the hot zone.
We're entering the hot zone, and you know, we live dangerously. Steve got a nice size speckled. We've been pulling them out of here one after another, but that's a nicer size one. Fishing for speckies here. We've been pulling a few out. Let's see them. Pardon? Nice spot. Still on the Crow River. Just have two more little portages to go before we, and then a good stretch of river before we get out onto We have arrived on Lac Lavier.
Pardon?
I'm recording.
Oh.
It's been an on and off day weather-wise. It hasn't rained, but and that's good. It's overcast, the odd blue patch. The sun comes out every once in a while. It's cool, and I think it's going to be cool tonight. But we found a great campsite. This is the view. Not bad. This is in the bay just before you get into the main lake. The main lake is out that way. So we've got our tent all set up, so we can peek out and get the view early in the morning. Steve's cutting up some wood. The tarp set up just in case we get rain. And tonight's fare is coconut curry chicken. We have moved to the kitchen. And Larry is doing what he does best.
Cook.
Kitchen duties. Back view of the campsite. It's actually quite a lovely spot.
Got quite calm.
I don't think there's any rain in the forecast for tomorrow. Do you, Brotherly?
No, not what the forecast said.
We have to dart across the Grand Lake of La Valle, which on a windy day would be a little bit of a
Could prove
corker.
treacherous. What was that, Gilligan's Island? A 3-hour tour. The weather started getting rough. The tiny ship was tossed. If not
But for the courage of the fearless crew, the minnow would be lost. The minnow would be lost. I'm getting hungry. Could you hurry with those victuals? Coconut curry chicken with naan bread, jasmine rice. Well, it's a cool morning. There's a nice mist on the lake. It was a cool night, but nice for sleeping. So relatively calm. So hopefully that's good for paddling across the lake. Steve's doing his morning meditation. What a gorgeous morning. This campsite is nice because it's got an eastern exposure which you can walk to. So we came out here and we had our breakfast just down here and behind me here, and looked out at this all morning. It was glorious. It's a bit cool, but in the sun it's not. It's actually quite nice. When you're in the shade, it's cool. But you know, these are the kinds of days you really hope for on a fall camping trip. So if we get lots of these, we'd be very, very happy. But you have to take the mix, I guess, to appreciate days like this one. So we're headed out on La Valle. It's a big lake. So Steve's taking the bearing, so we know generally which direction we should be headed. You got it down there, Steve? I think it's about 090.
Well, it's actually 070.
070?
Yeah.
Which takes us, I don't know, somewhere over there. But he's going to figure it out exactly.
Anyway.
Using his aviation skills. Picture perfect day to be heading across Lac La Valle. There's not a breath of wind, which I would imagine is extremely unusual on a lake this size. It's 4.5 kilometers across the lake, and it's almost glassy. Right over there, Mr. Seagull is bidding us a fine journey. Well, we're out in the middle of Lake La Valle. It's days like these that make all the hardship and difficulty of getting here so worth it. Look around the lake. There's not a soul on it. There's not a cottage on this lake. We haven't seen another person for a few days, and I don't think there's anybody here.
We thought we saw another canoe, but it was a seagull.
We had it as an overturned boat for a minute. But it's just beautiful. It's a gorgeous lake. So glad we came. Fishing on Crow River. Geez, he's a beauty. Pardon? It's a nice one though. So all in all, a glorious day, but one slight ripple. We found out the in-reach device that I have that we've been using to text the family just to say we're okay isn't working.
Bad. Very bad.
Very bad. So I think that's going to cause some anxiety at home, which makes us a little anxious as well. Other than that, it has been an idyllic day.
Good. Very
It was
good.
calm on La Valle, and we just did some fishing, and it was, well, we'll show you later, the fruits of our labors. Lots of brook trout, and it was just like every other cast we were catching fish.
The brook trout, speckled trout, are they the same thing?
Same thing.
Okay. Just want to be truthful.
Anyway, an all around grand day. Weather's great. Campsite, we're on Malik Lake, and it's quite a nice campsite. Faces south, so we'll get a nice sunset tonight. And then there's like very little wind today, so it's nice. Anything to add, Steve?
Oh, nice, very nice.
Well, Steve and I were thinking about going for a swim, and he saw this rock over here. Thought it'd be a good place to come, so we came here. We did have a swim, but we've dubbed this Clam Island for obvious reasons. I think it must be birds that feast on them out here. I would normally think raccoons, but you know, we're a ways from shore. Yeah, our campsite is over there. The fishing hole down there. That should remain a secret. Although I would speculate it's good all along here. Getting ready to cook up our fish here. We found a frying pan, scrubbed it up, and we've put some shortening in there. And we're going to have a nice fish fry. And over here, we've got some bannock cooking away. In there. Getting a little hot. I'm going to move it. Don't want to burn it. Let the fish fry begin. Can you keep an eye on that? This was the biggest one caught today. Caught by Steve.
Thanks, Lee. Appreciate you acknowledging that.
He's a fair-sized fellow. So, I mean, we could have filleted him. Would have made for easier cooking, but we didn't. Like to get all the meat off the bone.